Hello, my name is Josh, and I am the CTO of Merlin Models. And today we want to have just kind of an informal question and answer session where we discuss some of the most commonly asked questions that you all have brought up during our B-17 Kickstarter campaign. So let's jump right in. Question number one. Will you offer wings, engines, and the tail to go along with the fuselage that you've already shown? The tail section will include the full fin and rudder. The section itself will attach to the fuselage and will include a few inches of the tail. For those that have the space, we will include an upper tail as an attachment that can slide into the rest of the tail section. With that attachment in place, the tail will be approximately 13 inches vertically, including the tail section. We want those with interest to have it as an option, as well as accommodating those of you with a more limited display space. As far as the engines and wings go, we are definitely interested in offering these, but there needs to be enough interest from the community. Producing a part like this in a limited quantity is very expensive, and it only becomes reasonable when you order a larger number of them. So for context, each wing is about 3 feet in length on our 1/16th replica, which is almost like producing an entire fuselage when you have two of those wings. So for most people, it would only work if you display the wings horizontally along with the fuselage. If we do move forward with producing wings, we will still work on a solution to have them attached traditionally for those that have a bigger space. So the plan overall is to hold a vote among our purchasers once the campaign is complete. If there is truly enough interest in the wings and the engines, then we will do our best to offer them later as an add-on. Question number two. The overall project seems too expensive if I want to collect all of the sections. Are there any plans to make this better? Yeah, this is a great question. One of the benefits of Kickstarter is that development is meant to be an interactive process. So we love hearing from the community as they have ideas or concerns. And I want to begin my answer by providing a little bit of context for our current pricing. When we develop a product like this, we don't just go off of reference photos, which is a common practice in the modeling industry, and we don't move forward with projects that lack enough data to be completely accurate. So for example, if blueprints or 3D scans or other accurate material is not available, then we just don't move forward. However, in the case of our B-17 replica, we were able to partner with Restoration Museum Hangar 13. They are rebuilding a B-17F, and their efforts created a unique opportunity for us to receive source material that otherwise just wouldn't have been available. And this positions us kind of uniquely in the world of World War II collectibles. Not only is every piece of our replica built from accurate source material, but we also didn't skip anything. So if you're a seasoned builder, then you're probably familiar with the pain points that many models that are out there now, for example, if there is a detail that would be hidden once you've built the whole thing, then the manufacturer just skips it or simplifies it or something like that. And that's not how we work. So with our B-17 ball turret, everything is one-to-one exactly the same as the original, even down to the very last rivet. It doesn't matter if you'll see it later or not, it will be there. And as you can imagine, data to build a project like this is very expensive, and the work that our team put into modeling is also extremely costly. For our museum collectibles, the hand-finished painting is done professionally by one of our artisans, and this accounts for many hours of work. So this is where our current pricing comes from. With all of that said, we are listening to all of you. There has been a large amount of interest in our painted collectible, but the current hand-painted museum replica is out of the price range of many people. So we are going through the process now of putting the finishing touches on a collector's edition that will be factory painted. We will announce more details about that in addition to details about reduced pricing next week, so stay tuned for that. Question 3. Why is your 1/8 museum collectible so expensive? Okay, yeah, so our 1/8 museum collectible is unique compared to the others that we offer. All of them will be detailed and accurate, but our finished museum replica will include details that will not be found on the collector's edition. Our museum replica will be hand-painted by those professional artisans that we mentioned earlier, and it will have many weathering passes compared to a more simplified weathering scheme on the collector's edition. All of this requires a substantially higher number of painting hours on that museum replica, and when we developed it, it was truly built for museums. We had that in mind when we designed it, and we are even finalizing the details to have it displayed in the National Air and Space Museum. Overall, our museum replica is a large premium collectible, and the pricing reflects what you're getting in that tier. It is more expensive because of the additional labor hours that are required. For context, it'll be 9.3 feet long once it's fully assembled, and it is one of the largest replicas available to the general public, period. Question number 4. Will you really finish the whole project? I'm nervous about buying into it when some sections aren't available yet. If you are primarily a World War II collector, then you probably don't know us yet, but we are not a brand new company, and this is not our first large-scale product. We've successfully shipped products for several years now, and all of them have been as accurate and as detailed as what we're offering through the B-17 replica. Customer reception to our products has been extremely positive, and most of our customers come back and order from us again and again. We've also received recognition from industry experts such as Adam Savage from Tested and Mythbusters. And as we've mentioned on an earlier question, our B-17 museum replica will be displayed in the National Air and Space Museum. So we are absolutely going to see this project through to the end. We're all very personally invested, and we're already hard at work on the next section. If you're interested in seeing what we've done in the past, take a look at our website at merlinmodels.com. Question number 5. How long will it take to have the whole project in customer hands? Well, currently our plan is to release a couple of sections every year. If we continue at our current pace, then all of our section campaigns will have launched within about 2.5 years. We recently released a roadmap video that goes into more depth about our timeline and about the future sections. And then our last question is, why should you back our campaign now? Well, our campaign is structured to reward those that support us early because it helps us to kick this off and gets production moving forward. When you back our Kickstarter campaign, you unlock a loyalty discount that locks in our low prices for all future sections. So, for example, some future sections will be larger, such as the nose section. Instead of paying the literal price of that section, you will lock in the lower price that you paid for our smaller ball turret section. If you choose to wait and join us on a later campaign, you will still have the option of purchasing previous sections to catch up, but those sections will not be offered at their original rock bottom prices. Our lowest prices are genuinely reserved for those that make their purchase during each respective campaign. During our campaign, you also have the opportunity to receive free upgrades and add-ons. For example, we have a 2.5-inch challenge coin that we offered to our early backers. Today, we are announcing that this coin will now be included for free to all backers that pledge at any point during our campaign. Another benefit of being a backer is that you get to participate in development. Kickstarter gives you a voice and allows you to influence the direction that a product takes. And earlier we mentioned our partnership with Hangar 13. Your pledges directly support their efforts to rebuild a real B-17F, so you can actually play a role in that. And one last reason to consider pledging now is that while we are open to offering our sections at retail, this is not guaranteed. It will really depend on how popular this is, how much momentum it has, things like that. So Kickstarter may be your only opportunity to own this amazing replica. So that's the end of our questions. We encourage all of you to come join us on our Kickstarter page. If you have additional questions, there's a section there where you can leave us comments. You'll also see a section for updates, and you can leave comments on any of those updates. We'd love to hear from you. If you have something that was not covered here and you want to hear from us, we'd be happy to come back and talk about it more. We will be holding a live Q&A session next week to go over some of the changes that we kind of hinted at today. So we'll talk more about the additional products, the paint job. We'll talk more about the reduced pricing. So you'll definitely want to participate in that. And until next time, my name is Josh, and we'll see you on the next one.